welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who feels like there just isn't enough fire in the movie Firestorm, but feels that there's too much rain in the movie Hard Rain. It's David Cross.
Hey, what's going on?
So, you and I were talking, and you just floored me with that fact when you told it to me. I mean, what makes you think that there's just not enough fire in the movie Firestorm and too much rain in Hard Rain?
Well, the thing is, I find fire more terrifying than rain. So if there's too much fire, I get scared. I'm not really scared of water because I'm a good swimmer.
Yeah. So Waterworld wasn't terrifying for you.
Oh no, that movie, I watched that movie. It was great. It was absolutely great. And I don't care what anyone else says about that film.
So if it's called Fireworld, you're closing your eyes the whole time.
Yeah, I'm really scared of Fireworld, and I'm also scared of Ice World. It's like whenever I play Ice World in a video game, I just I need to turn it off because I'm not automatically terrible at it. So I can imagine if I was actually in an ice world, I wouldn't get very far either.
Yeah, you just be sliding a lot, dealing with penguins.
Can't ice skate.
I would break my ankle. I mean, Fireworld, you're done immediately, right? But in Ice World, yeah. It's just a slow progression towards being another piece of ice on that world.
Yeah, that sounds really bad.
And, you'd have to deal with Hoff-Wampas on Ice World. Attacking you. I can't see a fire creature. Could you?
There's fire elementals.
So do elementals need to eat?
That's a really good question. I always thought they were sort of like vampires, fed off of emotion or energy, but didn't need to actually consume. But if you're a fire creature, like literally made of fire, wouldn't you always be having to consume some type of combustible material?
Yeah, because you'd have to, always keep burning, right?
Yeah. The alternative is that your emotions and your feelings then catch fire, and that's really weird.
Yeah, you're hot-tempered.
You literally have to be hot-tempered.
So you're on this fire planet, and nothing else is alive except for other fire elementals. You can't farm. What do you eat? The fire? But you can't eat fire.
Yeah. It has to be a thing where the fire, it's living fire, and it just constantly renews itself.
You know what's crazy? When we watched David Fincher's Fireworld, I never thought about this. Did you?
No, not at all.
That guy, I had some issues with the pacing of the movie, but I never once thought, how does this fire elemental eat?
I think that about a lot of movies.
I think Rooney Mara should have been nominated for an Oscar as that fire elemental. I don't know why I've been thinking about that movie Firestorm lately with Howie Long. He's a firefighter, and gets stuck in a fire, and it opened in the same weekend as Titanic, and just sort of disappeared from the world.
You can't really compete against Titanic. Like, no film can compete against Titanic.
Imagine that, right? Well, the new Hellboy, speaking of fire movies, the new Hellboy is sandwiched between Shazam and Avengers.
Oh, God. I know they're like, we're going to ride this wave, right? They're like, just 3 weeks of superhero stuff and we'll slide in. No. I bet the second week of Avengers, it's still going to beat out Hellboy.
And I think Shazam's going to have legs because of all the pops. I think it's going to be a family-friendly movie. So a lot of people are going to watch it the first weekend and then be like, yeah, even if you're not into comic book movies, it's fun. Take your kids. And then they'll go take them to it. And then Hellboy just gets smushed. Because Hellboy's rated R, too.
It's rated R? That makes me more excited for it.
Yeah, I guess just more F-bombs.
Yeah, I guess it's not going to be that much more bloody.
I just feel bad. Now that, Del Toro was always like, they open it this. They didn't give me enough for that. I didn't get time, so they kind of failed. And then this one's like, yeah, we got sandwiched between two blockbusters.
That's a really rough spot.
That's what happened to Fincher with his Fireworld. It got sandwiched in between Avengers and, I don't know, Man of Steel.
Is that no, that's not the only DC movie that actually got, that was pure vision. I guess you can count Wonder Woman and Aquaman. But for a long time, that was the only good DC movie.
It made me want to go crab fishing, and I'm allergic to crab, that Man of Steel. It made me want to go buy a sweater, grow a beard, and just look depressed. It was the best depressed looking on a boat since Brad Pitt in Legends of the Fall.
Oh my God. I was talking to someone about that movie the other day, and I was like, It's great, but there's not much of a point.
Nope. Yeah, I did that article about Brad Pitt eating, and I went through every single Brad Pitt movie. I kind of fast forwarded to go to like the eating bits, but like there's a lot of Brad Pitt in that movie just looking sullen.
Yeah, yeah, but also some like very terrifying imagery of him coming back with all the a spoiler, like a necklace of ears.
Yeah, that was good. Imagine him, they stole from Universal Soldier, by the way. Imagine Brad Pitt from Legends of the Fall and Kit Harington from Game of Thrones in a movie together. The sad twins.
Oh my God. Would you want to go see that?
No. It would just be them. It would be a Gus Van Sant movie where they're just kind of lurking around their house looking depressed.
There's monsters outside again. Leave them alone.
And they're just sitting there. Moping, they eat an entire bag of chips. Which fits because Brad Pitt eats.
Oh.
We've come up with some good fake movies so far. We got some good bits going.
Yeah, we have to write these down so we don't forget them, so we can pitch them to people later.
And we definitely get associate producer credits.
Yeah, exactly.
On them. Now, also, I want to bring up something else. So we talked about you joined us on the 13 Ghosts podcast, and that was a blast. But in that movie, Tony Shalhoub and F. Murray Abraham had a fist fight. And you pitched Willow to me, or I pitched, I don't remember. It was a long time ago when we decided on this. But in this one, you have Bath Morda and Finn Rizal, played by Gene Marsh and Patricia Hayes, fist fighting. So you've picked two movies in a row where people over the age of 50 just throw haymakers at each other.
That's very true. And I didn't remember that until I watched Willow. But I can tell you right now, definitively, the fight scene at the end of this movie is one of the best fight scenes, period. It is so, so good.
It's brutal.
Yeah. Yeah. I know they don't show this, but Finn Rizal gets her face scratched. And when she comes back up, there's like blood dripping off her face. I'm like, this is a PG-13 movie. Like, what is happening here?
And I love when when Finn Rizal punched Bath Morda in the face 3 times. It goes, poof, 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 like the punch sound effects, just right in her face. And I'm like, and then they topple over a stone structure. And I was up cheering.
Yeah, I was too. It's a brutal, brutal fight. And think about when the time it came out, too. These are two mature women who are the most powerful characters in the film, just wailing on each other. Like, you don't see that very often.
I mean, this movie, all right, think about it. So we have Warwick Davis in the lead, right? Mm-hmm. And then we have the leader of her army is Saoirse, who's a badass.
Sort of. Her Kale. It's unclear.
Oh, yeah. But she's like, she has awesome armor in this, Saoirse. She's just, those arrows on her are really cool. And then you have Finn Rizal. Like, this movie is sort of ahead of its time. You have powerful female wizards punching each other. You have Warwick Davis in the lead. And then it's this movie that you don't see much. It's really kind of cool. And it's not played for laughs. It's not played, there's like, you know what I mean? It's just a straightforward fantasy that's fun.
Yeah. Like Finn Rizal is a character when she shows up on the screen, takes up space, and everyone's like, oh, we gotta listen to her because she knows what she's doing and she's gonna wreck some people.
Yeah, that was great. And you know what though? So when this movie starts, Willow, you find out that Bath Morda, the queen, there's a baby that's gonna overthrow her, and she's kidnapped every pregnant woman. They have a baby. I guess if the baby doesn't have a mark, they give it back to the mom, and the mom can go, right?
That's what I interpreted. Yes. Okay.
So in the beginning, they find the baby with the mark, and the handmaiden runs away with it. And the woman's all like, hey, you're never gonna get the baby, na 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 na. And then this made me really mad when Bath Morda looks at one of her guards and just goes, kill her. I'm like, oh, well, she's that kind of leader. It would have been better if she just like, took a wand and turned her into a blob. Like instead of kill her.
You gotta set an example, right?
Yeah. Ned Stark. She should learn from Ned Stark.
So I'm really, really happy that you brought up the nursemaid, because I have a question for you about this nursemaid. Mm-hmm. Literally, they realize that she has stolen the baby like a minute after she does it. How does she get out of the castle so fast? Like the whole castle is on alert for this woman, and she immediately just walks out the door, has no problem, and starts her hike.
So I think if she's been doing this for years, right? Mm-hmm. So she probably every single castle in every movie has a secret entrance, like a secret exit or entrance that, they win the battle. There's always a thing where they siege a castle, they lose the siege, and then someone's like, hey, here's a back door. And then everyone runs in the back door and they take over the castle. She just snuck out there.
That's a really good point. Yeah, yeah. But it also led me to think about the geography of this movie, which is insane. Like, I don't know if anything takes place in like a 20 mile diameter or hundreds of miles. It could be either. There's no clue.
Yeah, because you're right, because they say that Willow and his village, which is really lived in, by the way, I have to say, very lived in village. How long do they hike to get to the crossroads?
They can't hike that far. It had to probably been like a couple of days or a week at the most.
Yeah, and so that's not that far from human civilization. So they must be known about, but they have mines. We're gonna throw you in the mines. So that seems like a place where Bathmorda would be like, hey, I got mines there. We can make money.
Yeah. But what type of mines? That's really important. Like, it could be salt mines. It could be copper mines. It could just be rock mines. I don't know.
Yeah, just rock mine.
That's the worst mine.
What do you guys dig out of there? Rocks? You know?
What do you do with the rocks?
We build our houses? Rocks for sale. Like, there's like 8 rock salesmen.
Oh, that's why they're not living lush, right?
Yeah, and there's people eyeballing the rocks. Like, they're just kind of like, I'll give you 3 for it. No, the price says 5. Yeah, but there's this indent here. 4. And then like they're haggling for a rock. I tell you what though, if someone ever attacks, they're gonna throw a lot of them at them.
Slings.
Yep. And there is a scene in this movie with a great throw. Oh no, wait, that is Eric who throws a knife. Eric throws a knife and nails a dude. Great. Does Willow throw anything in this movie?
He throws acorns.
Oh, all right. So maybe he got so good with those acorns because of all his rock throwing.
Yeah, that's possible. I mean, he throws 1 acorn. He drops 1 acorn, and 1 acorn is just never seen.
Yeah. Oh, because the deleted scene.
Yeah.
But that's very interesting. So I wish during their festival, right, in the background there would have been rock throwing.
That would have been funny. Show them working. In terms of that festival, I want to know something that was going on. It was a scene that was shown really, really quickly. There's people with bags over their heads dancing with each other.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Yeah, I tried to look up what type of dance that was and could not figure it out. I was like, this has to be related to some actual like winter or spring festival dance. But no, it's just women with bags over their heads dancing with guys. And that terrifies me. I would never want to do that.
I do like that they added that, though, because that added a wrinkle to the world. Like, so that's just it seemed lived. Does that make sense? Like, it seemed lived in with that.
Yeah, this entire movie feels lived in.
And I want to ask you another question. Are these people, right? So that guy, what's the guy who keeps getting pooped on? Burglecut.
Oh, Burglecut.
He's barfed on, pooped on. He's like, he sounds like kind of the land baron, I guess, out there, correct?
Yeah, he sells seeds. I think he's just a generic merchant, a seed merchant.
And then so he's wondering in the beginning how Willow got his seeds, and then you find out that Willow and his really nice family. I love the relationship he had with his wife. Find out that they've been foraging them in the forest. That's smart. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's just a jerk, right?
Yeah, he's an absolute jerk. Absolutely.
Got it.
Yeah.
Burglecut. So but I just like how there's lands, and then they're going to throw people in mines. And then also there's a pit. The villagers want to throw Willow into the pit.
I didn't catch that.
No, so in the movie, they just start chanting, throw him in the pit. Throw him in the pit. And I'm like, these guys are bloodthirsty. Like, exactly. It's right here. In the pit. In the pit. Like, they just over and over and over, they want to throw Willow in the pit for grabbing. Well, I guess we should say that the child floats. So the lady puts the thing in a river, in a creek, and then it flows, and then Willow and his family get it. But they want to throw him in the pit. What's the pit?
They're superstitious.
Yeah. Like this is a tough crowd. Do they not like Willow?
I don't know. And the question is, should we like Willow at the beginning of this movie?
Should we like him?
Yeah. So at the beginning of the movie, he's like, oh, there's a baby